Hi guys, welcome. I'm just going to fix my phone up. That's it. Hi Maninder, happy to have you here. Hi Cheryl. Hi Fro. Hi guys. Hi Martha. Hi Mary. So happy to have you all guys join us with these fantastic live streams. Hello Michelle. Okay. Hi Penny. So many guys. Hi Debbie. Hello everybody. I'm so happy that you all are here. The internet has been acting quite funny, Cheryl, especially with the YouTube hops. It's been jamming and causing a lot of issue. But anyway, I'm so glad that you all could join. Hi Nuno. Hi Alexandra. Hello, hello, hello everybody. Okay, I might be a little softer today, so let me know if you can hear me fine. And now, so on to my project for today. So I decided to create a steampunk tag, a jumbo steampunk tag. And of course, as you've been seeing in the previous artists' projects, we've all had to prep up a few things to get our project ready. I mean, to create, because 1 hour is too short a time for something like steampunk. So I'm going to create a jumbo tag, and what I've done is I'm using the Stamperia Clockwise collection. So I've just picked out a piece of paper from this collection, as well as cut out one of these mini tags for my layer on top. So that's the paper pack that I'm using, and I've cut it so my dimensions are 4 3/4 inches by 7 3/4 inches. I've cut that, glued it onto some chipboard, and that's it. So that my base is ready. Of course, punched the hole, got my eyelet down there in place, and I also have an eyelet on my mini tag. So that's what I've done. Also, I'll be using the stamp set Steampunk City in the Air from Craftbox, and I'm using the seahorse from it. So I've already stamped that, and I've used some embossing powder for this. So that's one bit done, and I'm using these fantasy dies because they just have a really nice vibe to them. I'm not sure if I'm going to use all of them, but I've die cut my paper pieces using these dies, and yeah, okay, so I also have some of these chipboard gears, and I've covered everything with black gesso. So now for my first step, I'm going to give a coat of clear gesso. I also have some metal elements. Guys, is it working? I think YouTube is just acting up, so I'm not too sure that it keeps buffering. Yes, it's working. Okay, great. Okay, just give me a second. I don't know, there's an issue with my moderator list, so I'm just quickly going to add Nuno, who's I added her as my moderator, and then she doesn't pop up. Okay, so just give me 2 seconds, guys. I'm just going to finish doing that. Okay, I think that's done and taken care of. So I have these metal elements, some gears. I think these are from Finnabair and some are just random assorted. I don't really remember because I've thrown the packaging. So I'm just going to get these here and cover everything with a coat of clear gesso. Now I've run out of clear gesso, and that's why the replacement for that is matte medium, and that's what I'm going to use. So just coating my surface and prepping it all for the beautiful mediums, colors and everything that's going to go on top. This matte medium has been working as a very good replacement so far, because it works just like clear gesso. So I have been using this for most of my projects so far. So that, and I'm just coating my mini tag. I'm not too sure if I'll add color on this one, but it's just better to prime it. And my elements, I'm just going to keep a rag cloth. And quickly also prime my elements. So I'm just, again, I'm not too sure if I'm going to be using all of these metal elements, but it's better to just have them primed and ready once we begin layering. Okay. So that done, and I'm just going to set this aside. Okay, thank you, Nunu. So this is dry by now, but I'll just quickly use my heat tool. Sometimes it's just too funny when you start reading the comments, you read them so literally. Alexandra's next, right? Yeah, you'll be fine, Alexandra. Okay, next, now I'm going to add color, and I'm just going to set this aside. Another reason why I picked this tag from the paper collection is because it already has a coat, and I think that just adds more meaning to the tag, and I don't have to break my head looking for something to sort of, you know, add as a sentiment or anything. So that goes on the side. And now time for color, and I'm going to be using Lindy's, and I will use Time Travel Teal, little bit of dark chocolate truffle, Mission Bells brown, and I have Tweedle D Denim, Loonie Toonie Teal, and Beaver Tail brown. So I'm going to be using these, and it's very random, very abstract, just to add the background color and get it all flowing. So I have my water sprays here. I'll just shake. So like Nunu taught us, always shake your Lindy bottle side to side. It helps move that shimmer mica without clogging anything. Hello everybody who's joining in now. Okay, so now I'm going to mist my background paper here with water and begin with this time travel teal, just sprinkling the powder lightly. And I love that magic it does. So just going in with a little more water and I'm going to go in with the Loonie Toonie Teal as well from the Lindy Squirts. Just splattering the color and letting it all flow and merge. I'm going to give this a quick dry. Just partially, not completely. And I'm going to go in with a little bit of this darker blue here for a nice blend of colors. Now I'll dry this and then go in with my shades of brown. Okay, now time for the next shades. So the dark chocolate truffle and the Mission Bells brown. I'm just going to do the same thing. Add it around and splatter it. Sorry, mist it with water. And then let it blend and do that trick. So the blend also creates a really nice tone. And just here and there, moving it a little bit with the paintbrush. I love the color so far. It's very organic. The way it's just flowing with water and spreading around. And I want to add a little more of this teal. Just some splashes without misting it and drying it as it is. And a little bit of the what is this, beaver tail brown. I love the gold tinge this brown has, and it's a really funny color. It's hard to describe all the shades that it has in it, but I quite like its effect. So now I'm just going to close all my colors and set them aside. Thank you everyone who's joining in. This is always so exciting to create live and then have everybody here. And the best thing is, I realize the chat that goes on is completely different. So sometimes it's even hard to understand what everybody is talking about. Okay, while this dries, now I'm going to make my colored texture paste for the next layer. And I'm just using a scrap piece of packaging material here, heavy body gloss gel, and I will be adding Lindy's Mission Bells brown to it. So I'm just going to get that mixed up here. And at this stage I also am going to use embossing powder, which I personally find such a messy task, but the effect is incredible always. Hi Terry, I'm so happy you could make it. So I'm just going to take out a little bit of this gel here and add the Lindy's Magical powder, Mission Bells brown, and mix it, and this gives me a nice brown for my texture. So you can see how slowly I'm getting a nice color here. And the best thing is, I like the effect it creates, because sometimes it's grainy at some places, it doesn't mix well, and it just creates a wonderful effect when using it and adding it onto the tag. So that is done, and I'll dry this quickly. Okay, now I'm just going to get my messy embossing powder newspaper underneath, and I am going to use two colors. So I'm using Lindy's Guten tag teal, and I have the Ranger embossing powder gold for this. So I'll be using these two shades, and I'm using a stencil. This one is from Delusions. And now I just need to decide where I'd like this tag. So I need to work my stenciling around that. So I think I would like to have my tag somewhere here on the left side, and so I'm going to focus on stenciling around that. So just placing my stencil randomly. I'm going to go in with this custom paste that I created. This dries very quickly, so I'm just going to mist a little water, get it a little moving. And again, as you can see, I'm just adding it very randomly for this extra texture. A little at the bottom. So it's just very gentle, very subtle, not too much, but it gives us a good layer. Now setting that aside, I'm going to sprinkle a little embossing powder on this at places, not everywhere. So I can also just use a dry brush and remove a little so that it's not too much. And onto some gold, because the gold really adds another level of shine to this. I quite like that, so now I'll just set this aside, put the gold back later. And dry this. Thanks, Nunu. Okay, so I'm just going to show a close-up and show you that shine and shimmer that we've got by using the embossing powder here. Yes, isn't that mini tray so cute? I'm so glad I got that. And Elaine, I live in India. Yes, that's right. It's called a bead funnel tray. Thank you. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Piccola, I think that's how it is. Thank you for that. It's the bead tray. Okay. So now just clearing and my base is ready. Now time to color my elements. Before that, I'm just roughly going to work a composition, and now here comes a secret which I had hidden here. So I have another tag made to go with this. So it's going to be a set of 2 jumbo tags, and that's a look at it complete. So this one has my focal on the right, and this one I'm going to do it on the left. So I'm just going to put this back. Thank you, Elaine, thank you so much. And let's see, so here is my tag, and I'm just going to work out a composition before I begin coloring these elements, because once I know where everything goes, then it's just going to be easy to decide what color I would want to highlight. So I'm just going to play around with that. So I think this would look good here. And I want the seahorse here, that's for sure, with the coat. Let's see. If something is too big, I will not use that, because I think this one is going to be a little too big for this tag. Maybe that can go there. I can have a smaller one here. Something like that. And I can cut this out. Just so I have 2 elements and sneak it in. Something like that. And I have this left, so I can think I like it like this. So I'm just going to set aside what I don't want to use. And now to color my elements, how am I doing with time? Okay, it's 8:58. I don't even have a clock or a watch here, so I need to struggle to look at it. So I have a good half an hour. Okay, I'm good, doing good. So now my metal elements, I'll use the glossy gel again to glue them. Otherwise I'm going to use tacky glue, which is here. And to color my embellishments, I'm going to use wax as well as some metallic paints, and all of these are from Finnabair. Yes, thank you, Nunu. So all of these are from Finnabair, and I'm using rich copper, Mystic Turquoise, Bronze Age, and this one is Ginger Magic Sparks, and this is Brass Hardware Metallique. So what I'm going to do is begin with my bottommost layer here and color it with this acrylic paint, and I'm just trying to find, okay, I can use this one. So I love the shine that this has, and it really, as a base lace, when I'm going to add this, it helps everything else stand out, yet when it peeks through, it looks really I don't know, magical underneath everything. So I'm just using a paintbrush and applying the paint onto this piece of chipboard gears. And meanwhile, if anybody has any questions, I know I can see Nunu is answering, so thank you. And if there's anything for me, just let me know. My brother's sitting here on the computer moderating it as well, so he'll just read it out to me. Oh yes, those dies are stunning. Fantasy has some really amazing dies as well as chipboards. They almost have all of the dies as chipboards too. But yeah, I love the dies. So that, and this dries pretty fast. So that can go down there, and I'm going to just clean that. And now for this base piece, I'm going to first use this Mystic Turquoise, and for the waxes I just end up using my finger and lightly rubbing it, and I'm barely touching it, so at some places it's going to be darker, at some places it just fades and lightens. So that adds a great blue. And all my dies, I have used about 2 die cuts. I've cut them twice and glued them together just so that they become thick and sturdy. When I use them as layering elements, they stand out and they're not flimsy. And I'm going to go in with rich copper as well. Just adding highlights here and there. Hi Tiffany, did you manage to sleep a little longer, a little extra? So that I have like a two-toned effect for this particular layer. And I'm just going to go back to placing it so I know what color I need next. So that goes there. So I can do that same thing. Oh, I'm glad. Coffee helps. So I'm going to open my copper and go in. Now here I'm going in again with the blue. And then the copper. Also, when the two blend together, it really brings in a cool effect there. And last, I'm also going to go in with this bronze, just at places, because that adds another color and texture. So that can go down here, and I'm just going to get these two colored as well. I think for this I'd like to use a little bit of this paint. I'm just going in with my finger here. That adds a see you, Alexandra, next. Yes, go prepare and I'm going to come over next there. So adding a little of the blue now. And then the copper. So then when it peeks through, I have a good blend of colors there. So same thing here, just gently and lightly, and then going in with those other colors. Yes, of course. Thank you, Karen, Tiffany, Nuno, for starting these live hops, because it's so much fun. and to everybody who constantly comes and supports, because it truly means a lot to us. And I think when we see that how much everybody is enjoying, even creating any which ways is a pleasure, but then creating like this is so much more fun. I think we all look forward to Friday, Saturday, Sundays, generally all the 3 days, because we know there's going to be some live event that's going to happen and it's going to be fun. Which reminds me, tomorrow, which is a Sunday, at 9:30 p.m. IST, and that's 6 p.m. Central European time, Nunu and me, we're going to be doing our Nomadic Soul Diary interview, and tomorrow it's going to be Nunu and me, both of us, we're going to chat. So we're going to answer all your questions that you have regarding our just career in art, how we started Nomadic Soul Diaries, about all the things that we do. So do pop in there tomorrow. We'd really love to have you all and answer any questions, and then just chat around and have fun with everybody. Like we did last Sunday, we had Antonis, and that was really hilarious, fun, inspiring, because he had just so much wisdom and so much insight. And yes, so we'll be having another round tomorrow, and actually every Sunday, where we invite an artist as a guest to chat with them. So here my metal elements, I've just gone in with the blue, and now I'm just going to go in with the copper at places. And with the bronze. So tomorrow's chat is going to be on Nunu's channel. And I think Nunu has put the link there. Wasn't it, Carolyn? It was super funny. Okay, so that's done. And I think all my elements are colored. So I'm just going to set this aside. And in my excitement, I forgot that I want to also distress the edges of my main tag as well as the mini tag. So I'm going to do that, and I'm using the Distress Oxide Vintage Photo first. And I'm just going to distress the edges. Of both my tags. So I want the brown to be a little bit broader, not just on the edges. So I'm going to go inwards out for this. Yes, actually, we all miss Crystal and Nikki, don't we? But I think it's early for them. Popcorn is a very good idea. So that done, I'm going to go in with the black suit, and this time just on the outer edges, and that just adds some depth and dimension to the tag. And you'll always notice something as simple as this just brings the entire thing to life and pops everything up. It's funny how it does that. I'm not doing the black on my mini tag because I'm going to go in with the backs later. Now I have a piece of scrap chipboard here, and I'm going to use that just for a little dimension on my mini tag. I already have pieces of double-sided tape down, so I can quickly glue it. Three bags of popcorn. You know, are those jumbo big popcorns we saw at that crazy supermarket? Okay, so that's done. Wait a minute. I shouldn't have removed the tape from one side because I'm still not going to glue it. And I have some jute cord here, which I'm going to color with the Lindy's Loonie tool. So I'm bringing in my dirty rag cloth back again, and I can also actually use Tweedle Denim and see if my spray works. Then I can just spray it. That's just faster to color string. And I just want a light color because the brown should stay as well. So I'll just dry this. Didn't we have a conversation of popcorn last week? I think it was during Alexandra's live chat where everybody was talking about popcorn and we were discussing about which flavor everyone likes. Okay, so now I'm just going to go and tie my jute cord to the tag, and this is something I always forget, and then after everything is glued down, it's just a little bit difficult to go in and tie it all up again. So this time I remember, and I'm just going to leave it there, as well as on my background tag. Thank you so much guys for your support. I'm so happy to have you all here, and do like the video, do share, do subscribe. It really helps us. So that done, and this, and I'm going to go in with my first layer with the tacky glue. So there, and I'm just going to glue it down in place. And oops, I forgot, I was supposed to have this first down in place. So let's add some glue to this. I think the glue gun works faster when it comes to gluing down elements, but I just find it very annoying to use it. So that goes there. This one here. And now I can glue down my mini tag as well. I did use double-sided tape, but that's not strong enough for this. So I also do add a little tacky glue to that. And that's done. And now I can keep this in. So that, and I have this that can go in here. Yeah, I think that way. I have another 15 minutes. Okay, so I'm almost there, almost done. And for this, I'm going to use the gloss gel, because the gloss gel really helps glue down these metal elements. That goes there. Okay. So that is in place. And now I just have a few more elements left. Before that, I'm going to use the blue wax again and distress the edges of this little tag. I know I should have done before I glued it. As usual, I forgot. But now I'm just going to, and it's very lightly because it brings everything together. The entire color story, all the colors used come to life with this little extra distressing. So that's about it. And now this goes somewhere here, and I want this here. There. And for the seahorse, I'm going to use a little foam tape to just make sure there's a variety in the depth and dimension and my layers. But before that, I want to add a little bit of the Loonie teal and beaver tail brown onto my seahorse for a little color. Just a little bit. And I'll dab it off with a wet wipe, so then that color is really light, but then there's still some color. And like I said, it just ties everything up together and brings it to life. And now for some foam tape. And I'm going to glue this down over here where I know I want my seahorse. And I'm going to just add a little drop of glue. And that's it, that's in place. Now, my last final touches. And I'm just trying to catch up on the comments as well. I have 10 minutes. Next, I'm going to go in with some copper glass glitter. And I'm using glossy accents to add it. Just at a few places, peeking in. I'm so happy that you guys are enjoying the techniques. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you, Karen. The next channel is Alexandra. So after you finish here, please do hop over to her channel. and I just have 2 little things left, so I can finish that in 10 minutes. Thank you so much, Gillian, thank you. Also, if this inspires you and you decide to create a tag, you can share that with me. You can share it with all of us on Instagram. Tag me, and the hashtags are at home with us and at home with Aditi. So I'll share those later. I'm just going to quickly grab a palette knife, and I'm directly going to just add a little glossy accent wherever I want to add the glitter and sprinkle the glass glitter. But before that, I should do my little trick. So I didn't use the Sparks Ginger Magic. It slipped out of my mind. With this, just gently with the finger. So I'm just taking a little bit here on my work surface and going over randomly on my elements to add that little metallic shimmer, and that again just brings up and pops everything up, and it actually helps sort of differentiate all the layers we've created. So just slightly at places, especially where the elements, these metal elements have this I don't know, different grooves. It kind of adds a cool texture there. So that's the little trick. So that goes on the side, and now back to my glossy accent and the copper glass glitter. Just peeking through at a few places. I think my glue is also over here. I directly just add a little bit glue, and using a palette knife add my glass glitter, and later I'll just tilt it all on a scrap piece of paper and put it back in the bottle. And I usually like doing this, like I said, where one layer, there's a dimension between 2 layers, because then the glass glitter really peeks through and just adds some extra interest. And just a little on this corner. And I think with this last bit I'm done. And that's it. Yes, I need yes, no, I need proper palette knives. These plastic ones are very annoying, and I think these are from some workshop that I have. I need those metal ones. I need to really refill a lot of my supplies here. Half of the things have dried, gone bad, something or the other. Okay, so I'm just going to lift it up and show you all a close-up of this tag. That's a close-up. I hope you can see the shine, the shimmer, all those layers. And that's my second tag. So this is my set of 2 jumbo tags. And I think I'm done 5 minutes early. So before you hop on to Alexandra's channel, everybody has time to grab a cup of coffee, go pee, because that's exactly what I want to do. And before saying bye, I'm just quickly going to read through.
Hashtags.
Oh yeah, the hashtags. Okay, thank you, Nitish. My brother reminded me. So these are the hashtags. At home with us, at home with Aditi, and if you want to follow me on Instagram or are inspired and tag me at addi.mahajan. So these are the tags and hashtags. And of course, tea, coffee, everything. Refill it before you hop on over to Alexandra. And thank you for your likes. Thank you for coming and supporting. It really, really means a lot. Much love to everybody. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. I really hope to keep inspiring you all with such projects. And of course, like I mentioned before, do join us for a heart-to-heart chat tomorrow on Nunu's channel. And Nunu, I love you too. Loads. And thank you so much, guys. Thank you.